Find my hair, yeah, it's a mess. I've just come out of the shower. It's like what, 8 in the evening, and I'm tired. But I also just wanted to record this video, also kind of just ripping the Mercy stuff. Anyways, let's get straight into it. Hello, everybody. It is I. I'm back. I'm alive. I'm well. I hope you guys are too. I know I haven't really uploaded a single real video on this channel in so long, and I know that's on me. Mainly because I've just been uploading some stuff to do with Rogue Summit, and that's basically what 99% of the channel has been this year, which is kind of just horrible, and I do kind of have to like actually upload real videos, so that's basically what this is, kind of just to fill space, so that the other videos that I have on the backlog can basically come out. But yeah, man, the last couple of weeks have been insane. Like, I graduated last week, from university, and then the week before that I was out in Vegas shooting some content and then doing TwitchCon, and then literally the week before that in Texas for Rise and Grind, so that was awesome as well, where I got to commentate Street Fighter 6 and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, so I got a little bit of both, which is really nice, and I enjoyed that a ton. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. Again, as you might have noticed before in this intro, I actually went ahead and mentioned that most of the channel stuff this year has been to do with a certain event or a passion project that I've been working on, called the Rogue Summit. Now, obviously, for those of you that don't know what the Rogue Summit is, I'll explain it to you so you guys have an idea. So basically, what the Rogue Summit is, it's a charity tournament where me and my friends come together to play fighting games in a competitive double elimination style bracket, where we just, have fun, we play the game, to decide basically who the best is at that specific game. We give ourselves a little bit of time to practice, so about 2 to 3 months between each Rogue Summit to practice, and then we come together to play that game and ultimately see which one of us is the best at said game. Now, every single Rogue Summit has been different, aside from the first and the third one, but we'll get into why specifically soon. But we basically talk about, running these events quite a lot, and I really want to continuously keep on doing that, on and on and on. But when it comes to RS1, RS2, and RS3, all of them were great successes. All of them, for the first 2 ones, we actually had charities that we went ahead and actually contributed towards. For the first one, we actually did, raise enough money to actually break our goal. I think we raised about, what, £315 for the charities for those that were suffering in Turkey and Syria at the time of the, just horrible earthquake at the start of the year. And then in August, we ran, one for Cancer Research UK, where we actually ended up getting, I believe, 300 quid again, or roughly around there, for Cancer Research UK, which was a big thing. So we decided to do that, but then obviously when it came to RS3, we weren't able to pick a charity, mostly because of the fact that the planning time between RS2 and RS3 was only 3 weeks, so which means I didn't have enough time to really go ahead and push out a marketing thing, or I didn't have enough time to really publish a campaign at the time, and I had so much to worry about in terms of venue, but we'll get to that very soon. Anyways, so like I said before, when it comes to Rogue Summits, we like to do these things mainly for charity, but again, just for our own benefit. We are low to like mid-level players, and me, I'm a commentator, so I like to, run these kinds of tournaments just for the fun of it, but also I really just wanted to do something for charity and give something that my friends can look forward to and for them to hold on to for the rest of their lives. But let's talk a little bit about what goes into running a Rogue Summit and then what's next for the entire product itself. So, first and foremost, let's talk about the planning stages of the whole event. What do I do? What do I need to do to make sure that this event can even run in the first place? So, naturally, the tournament can't run without a game. We need a game. It's just in the nature of how these things work. So, mostly when it comes to Rogue Summits, we have the rule that each tournament needs to have a specific game. And we basically get a list of different fighting games. I put it in a group chat and make a poll, thanks to WhatsApp's new poll thing. And I basically ask the guys, what do you guys want? What do you guys want to see? What fighting game do you want? And they'll vote, they'll tell me what they want to see, and then afterwards, we then set a date, we set a time, and then we get the guys together. We decide whether or not it wants to be 1 day, 2 day, 3 day tournaments, which we have done before. So, they then decide the times and whatever, and then we get ready. I then put the idea forward, and then, we get into the actual planning phases of the tournament, which then boils down into 2 very separate things: venues and also the marketing stuff itself. Those 2 things are the most important parts when it comes to running these types of tournaments, mainly because when it comes to the venues, we shift quite a lot, which is quite annoying, but we don't really have much of a choice. I ran the first Rogue Summit in my uni accommodation. I just said I graduated like a week ago. I'm no longer there, and you can probably tell I'm no longer in my uni setup. I'm back in the 2021 setup, in fact, which is quite nice. So I don't have the facilities to run that tournament in terms of actually running it in a house. Obviously, we did RS2 in my place, but that's because the house is pretty much empty. So we're not always going to get that opportunity, let alone privilege. But when it came to RS3, we were in talks with SideQuest, who were really great when it came to hosting us. At the time, though, things were kind of iffy in terms of the communication, and so it came down to a last-second save from them, in which the night of the tournament, I got a message back saying, or not night of the tournament, but the night before the tournament, they told me that we could use the venue, and we had a venue, the tournament was saved, RS3 could continue. It was great. But then, obviously, once we pick a venue, we then have to decide on the marketing stuff, the theme of the whole thing, and basically push that to the moon. And so, obviously, now, after we've done that stuff, the marketing comes through, we think of the videos, the trailers and stuff, and how we're going to push that out. For me, at the moment, as it stands, it's kind of on me that we don't get a lot of reception regarding to RS, because I don't push it enough to the right audiences, if that makes sense. When it comes to Rogue Summits, I tend to think about the charity aspect more than I do the FGC aspect, which I should kind of balance the both of them out, obviously giving the charity a little bit more, but I should really think about the FGC stuff, so that's on me mostly. But I normally cater it to Instagram and TikTok and YouTube, so I can just kind of like push it to people that are really close friends of mine, rather than just kind of push it to those that are sort of outside of that circle, i.e. being the sort of wider audiences. So I need to start, pushing it onto Twitter and other sorts of, social media platforms, bar just Instagram, because a lot of things, a lot of people can help with. And I think, one really good example of that is when we when we put an ad spot for RS2 on the on a billboard in Times Square for 15 seconds, and I put that tweet on Twitter, and that did really well. And in fact, a lot of people from that tweet saw the tournament, watched it, and actually donated for RS2, which was really cool. And so, obviously, when it comes to that marketing stuff, we tend to try and go above and beyond as much as we physically can. We try to basically push it as much as we can. I know my friends, they try to push it as much as they physically can as well. They'll tell their parents, they'll tell their friends, they'll tell their families. But yeah, again, when it comes to the marketing side, we do a bunch of different things. We try to, market it in new ways that we haven't tried before. Obviously, there are certain things that we need to try out. I suggested skits and stuff, and yeah, again, so it comes down to a lot of what people want to see. I work on stuff like openings, so, regular kind of like trailer openings and stuff, like anime openings and whatnot for the thing, just to kind of like give it a little bit more of a pumped up vibe, because that's kind of what people want. They want to feel excited about this kind of stuff, right? So I'll work on that kind of stuff about a night or two before the tournament. And yeah, it's honestly really fun. So that's the marketing stuff and the venue stuff out of the way. Then what's next? Okay, cool. So we have everything. The tournament is running. The tournament's fine. We need to make sure that everything is alright. And I've got to say this, man. When it comes to Rogue Summits, what makes them so special is the fact that because we're all close friends running a competitive tournament, there's always going to be some sort of really good synergy between all of us. But on top of that, we've actually been able to just build storylines as well from all of that kind of stuff, which has been nuts. And so a lot of people have been kind of like behind the storylines. For example, we had one with Tinu, who's like really good at Dragon Ball Fighters, and he came third, he came second, and he hasn't really touched first place yet at a Rogue Summit. So there's always the storyline of, can Tinu make it? He's the most consistent player we have in RS at the moment. But yeah, it's like we have that kind of storylines between me and Quincy, where we have rivalries and stuff like that, where things get real close between the two of us in terms of games, and yeah, it's really fun. So things when it comes to Rogue Summits are like, we have storylines, we have things that we want to push out, and it's nice, it's fun, it's a chilled environment, everybody's having fun. Yes, granted, we do have the competitive side. There are people that do shit talk quite a lot, and it's quite fun to watch, but on top of that, we want to keep it calm, keep it cool, and keep it collected. That's why I believe, when it comes to Rogue Summits, we're different, we're fun, we're a good bunch to be around. You should definitely check it out as well. You can kind of call this video a marketing strategy in a way if you want to as well. But in the end of the day, we do have fun, and that's what's most important when it comes to Rogue Summit, all while doing it for charity as well. So when it comes to charities, I sit down and I go through a list of what I feel like you know, is the most important charity at that moment. Obviously, now with the whole Palestinian situation, we want to raise money for that, and we want to help out as much as we can. Even if we can't do anything physically, we want to do it in the best way that we can, and I believe that right now the most that we can do is charity, so we have to try our best to raise enough money to give that for charity, and that's what RS4 is going to be in December, inshallah, so you guys will be able to see that very, very soon. And it's going to be cool. I mean, I'm ready for it. I'm excited. And again, yeah, just wanting to raise money for charity, man. Because again, the whole point of this is, what the goals are with the Rogue Summit is, we want to do good in the world, whilst also giving us something to hang on to. Whether it's, you know, it's exciting for other people, exciting for us, whether we're entertaining you guys, or, you know, you feel entertained, or, you know, we're entertaining other people. That's, you know, it's nice. I said other people twice, but you get the gist. Like, other entertaining people in the room, for example. That's like that kind of stuff, right? Ourselves. But we not only want to entertain, but we also just kind of want you guys to just see that we put a lot of work into these things. And I really want people to just kind of know that Rogue Summits are big parts of our lives. And I want to share that as much as I can with my audience, but also just kind of want to share that with the world as well, as much as possible. So that's why I'm making this video today. Just kind of let you guys know what it's about, what is Rogue Summit, how does it work, and all that good stuff. And yeah, I don't really have much else to say aside from the fact that, you know, we've talked about basically everything regarding Rogue Summit. This was going to be a short video anyway. This wasn't going to be a big video. It was going to be quite small. In terms of extra content, however, regarding the channel, there are some videos actually currently being worked on. I have a TwitchCon vlog on the way, and a review for Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl 2 on the way that should come out ideally either this week or the start of next week. The TwitchCon video, I'm not too sure at the moment because it's currently a really big video. I underestimated how long it is of a video. So that's going to be about probably within the next 2 weeks or somewhere at the start of December. So yeah, expect that video to come out very, very soon. Anything else that I want to say real quick before I end? Yeah, actually, again, you know what, actually go, you know, shout out to Mercy for basically just kind of like flying me around and stuff for stuff like TwitchCon and stuff like that, and you know, go check them out. I'll leave their links in the description too, so you can go check their stuff out. We have new videos actually coming out very, very soon, I believe, as we are speaking right now. They're in production, so that's going to be really enjoyable to watch. So yeah, go ahead, check them out. They're great. And yeah, I don't really have much else to say aside from the fact that Rogue Summit 4 will be happening mid-December. I can promise you that. I'm already working on it. We're at the stage where I'm already going to start talking to venues very, very soon about the date and everything, and we got that locked in, and then the marketing phase will begin extremely soon. So yeah, just look out for that. I'm going to leave you with a tiny teaser for Rogue Summit 4, so you know specifically what game we will be running, and then the full trailer will be out very, very soon. But until then, enjoy yourselves, take care of yourselves, and peace out. Bye-bye.
Reloading on hold on, he said, ah! Yes, that's what we're talking about. Hold on, sell. God damn, I'm never doing I don't know, maybe no, I don't know.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime!